Hey everyone, welcome back to Singularity again. I have played this a little earlier today, and I've been working on getting the cheese simulation stuff going. So that's been fun. Why am I missing an achievement here? What is this? This always scrolls so slow if I try to scroll like that. Okay. Tasmaniacs. The Tasmanian devil, a species of carnivorous marsupial, is known for its distinctive blood-curdling screams. These defensive cries terrified early European settlers of Australia who thought they were devils roaming in the night. That's fun. But anyway, cheese. I've been on here a little bit earlier, and I've unlocked several things. This music is very energetic. I hate blue cheese. I like a lot of blue cheeses. Okay. Anyway, so yes, this is another one where it has two different units of resource that are used. I should actually look at this because I haven't checked this in a little bit. Okay. Yes. So this music is really upbeat, but it gets kind of irritating after a little while because I had this going in the background for a while I was doing some other stuff, and I got really tired of it. But anyway, I do think it's really interesting though that there's this cheese unit because the thing that it says at the beginning, how normally it has the thing where the computer or whatever kind of entity thing that is trying to run these simulations to figure out stuff, it will like comment on the thing that it's about to learn about. And in this one, I don't remember the exact wording, but it was really, really funny because it was basically like, humans leave milk out and sometimes even put mold in it, and then they eat it. I'm curious about this. I want to try it too, or something like that, which I just thought was really funny. So, I will once again try to go in the order of how these were unlocked. I think, yeah, I think I remember the order mostly. So, I will just start that now. Okay, Dawn of Dairy. As the first human settlers are developed, settlements, not settlers, are developed, Neolithic farmers start cultivating herds of cows, goats, and sheep. These animals are not only raised for their meat, but also to collect their milk. Okay. And then we have milk, produced by mammals to feed newborns. Milk is a liquid high in nutrients like protein and calcium. When collected from other species, it can be heated at high temperatures to pasteurize it, removing harmful bacteria. No. Okay. Lactose. Milk, sugar, or lactose is not initially digestible by humans. As milk becomes a consistent source of nourishment, some humans evolve to develop a genetic mutation allowing around 35% of humans to digest it. That's interesting, because then that means that people who are lactose intolerant are actually in the majority of people. I never really thought about that. I never really had any sense of who, like, the percentage of people that were or were not lactose intolerant, because most of the people that I know, at least to my knowledge, are not lactose intolerant. But that's really interesting that the people who are tolerant are the mutation people. And this makes me wonder, because it says milk, sugar, or lactose is not digestible by humans, and I'm gonna assume that they mean like dairy milk, because human milk is like evolutionarily the first food source for most humans. So I know some people use formula and stuff, but I would assume that that's not lactose. I really know nothing about the contents of human milk, but that is very interesting and thought-provoking. Okay. Cultures. When bacterial cultures are added to milk, they acidify lactose into lactic acid, causing the milk to ferment and solidify. The use of different bacteria can give cheeses different tastes, textures, and aromas. Okay. Rennet. I think that's how you say it. Once milk is fermented, it must be coagulated and solidified. This is traditionally achieved with extracted rennet, an enzyme that lines the stomachs of young cows, sheep, and goats. That's interesting. Okay. And then I think it went here. So, fresh cheese. Cheeses can be characterized by their textures. Fresh cheeses are among the softest and sweetest as they still retain their moisture. These cheeses are intended to be eaten soon after being made. Okay. Mozzarella. Italian legend has it that mozzarella is discovered by accident when coagulated milk is dropped into a bucket of hot water. The heat gives the cheese its stretchiness, allowing long ropes of cheese to be strung and cut. That's fun. Okay. I really do not know how to pronounce this word, but kefir? Or kefir? I don't know. Not all cheeses are coagulated with rennet. Kefir cheese, or kefir, I don't know, is both fermented and coagulated with a yeast and bacterial culture. It is one of the world's oldest cheeses, found buried in the, oh no, Sayo-Ahi Cemetery of Bronze Age, China. I probably pronounced that completely wrong. Apologies to everyone who speaks Chinese or knows how that's correctly pronounced. So if it was, wait a minute. If the thing with fresh cheese said it's supposed to be consumed shortly after it's made, how do people know that it was in Bronze Age China? Is it like records of it, or is that some really rotten cheese? I don't know. Okay, cream cheese. A quintessential American cheese, cream cheese is invented in the 1870s by William Lawrence of New York. His attempt to create a rich, unripened cheese utilizing cream results in a spreadable marvel found on bagels worldwide. I did not know that cream cheese was invented in America. That is interesting. I also didn't read any of these before because I was waiting to do it here, so all of these reactions are genuine that I'm like, whoa, I did not know that. Okay. Cottage cheese, made with the skimmed milk left over from making butter. Cottage cheese is a low-fat, creamy cheese with a lumpy texture. Cottage cheese becomes popular in the 1800s as dairy farmers can make it in their own cottages. That's why it's called cottage cheese. That's interesting. Okay, and then I think it went to here afterwards. Okay, soft ripened cheese. By adding mold to milk or spraying it onto a wheel of cheese, a thin, bloomy rind is created on the cheese's surface. Soft ripened cheeses are not aged for long, keeping the texture soft on the inside but velvety on the outside. Okay. Oh, it's like sopping out. That's a weird picture. Okay. Brie. Artisans from the Brie region of France first craft their savory, creamy cheese in the 8th century, dubbing it the Queen's cheese. After the Revolution, it is instead referred to as the Queen of Cheeses. That's amusing. Okay. Camembert, or camembert, I don't know how to say this. I've heard it said, and I think it's camembert. Fleeing the French Revolution, a priest finds shelter with cheesemaker Marie Harel in the town of Camembert. In return, he offers a recipe for making brie. By using raw milk and no added cream, Harel invents a new kind of cheese. Okay. I will get another of these while I'm at it. Okay, semi-soft cheese. While many cheeses can be made with low-fat milk, semi-soft cheeses require full-fat dairy. Whole milk gives these cheeses their creamy texture and mild flavor, making them perfect for melting and pairing with fruits. Interesting. Wenster? I don't know how to say this one. Named for the medieval monasteries where it was first made, Wenster cheese is created by Benedictine monks to save excess milk from going to waste. The cheese has a tangy flavor and is often served with beer. I don't think I've ever had this kind of cheese. I don't think I've had either of these either. More beer. French dairy farmers traditionally make more beer with 2 batches of cow's milk, one left over from the previous afternoon, the other fresh in the morning. A layer of ash separates the batches and protects the afternoon's batch overnight. That is fascinating that they put ash. That's really, really cool. Okay. Blue cheese, I hate. Food safe penicillium mold spores can be added to milk, creating bluish green veins. Blue cheese is allegedly created after a cheese turns moldy from being left to age in a moist cave in France. Nothing about that sounds good. Okay. Roquefort, I don't know how this is said either. The high fat content and acidity of raw sheep's milk make it an essential ingredient for Roquefort cheese. The raw milk is treated with Penicillium roqueforti, giving the cheese its signature pungent aroma and intense taste. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't look very good. Anyone who likes the sort of cheddar genre of cheese, I don't know if genre is the right word to use there, but I used it. Washington State University makes a cheese called Cougar Gold that is, I believe it's a white cheddar. It's so good. It's really like crumbly and it's got salt crystals on it, and it comes in a can. And it's really, really good. My great uncle used to mail us a can of it around the holidays. So, yes, if anyone likes that kind of cheese, I recommend you look it up. It's very fun. This music is irritating me, so I'm going to somewhere else, but I'll be back. I had it going for a while earlier, so I'm just very tired of that song. I don't know why that song. All of these songs are often the same the whole time. Like, this is the same song it's always been. The other ones also are the same songs they've always been, but for some reason that one just something about it. It's like way too, I don't know. I liked it at first. Like, I was like, yeah, this is fun, this is kind of upbeat, and then now I'm just like, oh my gosh, too upbeat, stop. I like the more dramatic ones in Beyond and stuff like that. So, okay. I can do that. Yay, okay. You. I should actually do this one first. Okay. Also, I meant to say it earlier when I was looking at what achievement I was missing in primary, but I'm missing so many animals because there's that part where, as I'm scrolling, there's just a gap in between, and I know that other things are gonna eventually fill that in, but it's like, there's so much that I have not gotten to there. But hopefully I will. That one is just so expensive to get any kind of upgrade right now. Yay, okay. I have things. Okay, and then we'll do that one, and we'll do that one, and we'll do that one. Okay. Alright, I can get Pluto now. Some of Pluto, at least. I love Pluto. How dare they call it former planet, though? It's still a planet, even if it has dwarf now. I will fight them all. As we've been over before, I do not approve of the whole dwarf planet thing, but oh well. I want to finish this because this one's expensive, but it's the one I'm closest to being done with here. The Shoemaker Levy one is gonna take so long to get it ranked up 5 times. Halley's Comet 4 times also. Oh, 6 times too. All of these are gonna take a long time. The Halley's Comet to 6 is gonna take a long time. But oh well. I will do my best. I will do Earth now, because that's one that I need to do, and that will get me earning more for some of the other things as well. Also, Nail Wolf, who you may have seen, who I've played Stardew Valley and Raft with at this point, recently started playing this game for the first time as well, so that's kind of cool. If you haven't checked out his channel, he plays Slime Rancher and some other games that I also play, so if that's a game that you enjoy watching, go check out his channel, because it's fun. I really need to get back to playing Slime Rancher again. I have not in so long because with everything that's been going on for me, that's a game that so easily completely takes over my entire existence, and I can play it for hours and get really, really drawn into it and addicted to it and neglect other responsibilities to play it. So I definitely need to get back and play that again, but I need to be responsible about it. And I think I can be. I haven't played it in a little while. I think also because I got to a point in the game where I got scared that it was going to be the end of the game, and I don't want it to end yet. And I think that it's not. I can still do stuff the way I want to and take my time. But I was just like, no, I don't want it to be over. I can't play this anymore for a little while. But I will try to record that again soon. I think this is also a game where I can lose track of time and play it for however long without really keeping track of that. So I think I'm getting better about it. I have a way of telling approximately how long I've been recording, and I try to not go too overboard with it, especially if I know I have stuff to do that I need to do responsibly, like academic things, or this week after I record this, I need to do taxes, which sucks. It's my first time doing my own taxes, so I need to figure out all of that, but I will have to do that. I need to contact someone about an internship I'm supposed to do. There's a lot of things to do, so I'm like trying to be very, very careful about how much time I spend doing this versus how dare you call it Dwarf Planet, how much time I spend doing this versus those other things, especially because I also, if I record a video that's way too long, it takes a lot longer to get it uploaded, which means that I've had a couple times recently where a video has been late because it just didn't finish uploading on the day that it was supposed to be out, and I haven't had as many pre-recorded and scheduled recently as I wish I did because of just so many things going on. So I have been trying, I think Supermarket Simulator is another example of one where I'm trying to kind of like have self-control about how long I record for, because that one, it's so easy to be like, just one more day, Like, just, what if we just do this? Well, no, now I have to actually play it through and stuff like that. And, yes, Pluto is doing the thing. But in situations like that, it's so hard to, to stop playing the game, even if I have important things to do. Not that recording and getting stuff out isn't important. It is. I'm trying really hard to keep my whole schedule and everything, but I have so much academic stuff going on too, so right now I've been recording this for close to 20 minutes, and I'm keeping track of that because I'll probably record this for maybe about an hour. If I'm close to getting something, like unlocking a new planet or getting one of the things done in Mesozoic or this one or the cheese one, I will probably wait to finish that just for satisfaction reasons. But yeah, I'm trying to kind of keep things a little more, I don't know if contained is the right word, but not just completely losing track of time and playing for hours. Like I've mentioned in several of my videos recently, I have morning classes now, and I'm trying to be on a responsible schedule for that, and it's 10 o'clock right now at night, exactly as I say this. And so for me, I've been trying to kind of be upstairs starting to go to bed, or like showering or whatever at around midnight. And so I need to try and make sure that I sort of keep that schedule. I have been really tired, both from like autistic sensory drain reasons and just mornings. So, yeah, that's been an adjustment, and I hate mornings. It's actually not, like, too bad. I mean, it is only 10 a.m., which I know, or 10:30 a.m., which I know for a lot of people, they start their day way earlier than that. And, good job to people that can do that. I think it's also been hard because, and I think I've talked about this some other time, I don't remember when, but I feel like I have talked about it on the channel, but for me, one of the challenges is because one of my biggest sensory issues as an autistic person is light. On days when I don't get up until midday and I stay up till the middle of the night, I only have about half of my time with really bright daylight around, and the rest of the time I am not awake yet, or it's nighttime, and I'm up at night when that isn't an issue. And recently it's been worse because I have to be up earlier in the morning, so I spend more of my time in the brightness, including when I drive to school, I'm driving sort of directly toward the sun, and it makes it really bright, and that's a little rough for me, which then causes more autism symptoms and sensory pain, which then makes me more likely to experience burnout or getting overwhelmed by things. So that, I wish I didn't have to be up on this schedule because it's hard for me, but I'm still doing my best. Fridays are hard because I have to be up at, like, depending on which class I go to that day, because I have a weird situation where classes are overlapping, but the teachers are being really understanding because they're kind of a similar class to each other, because it's thesis and capstone. But depending on when I do that, I have to either be leaving my house at 8 or leaving my house by 9, which means that I have to be up no later than like 7:30 or 8:30, depending on which schedule I'm doing that day. But I hate mornings. I want to be up all night doing astronomy like this game. This is not real astronomy. I mean, it is. Like, it's real astronomy information, but it's not going out and looking at stars and doing that stuff. But still, I will probably finish the Collect Dark Matter one really soon, relatively soon at least. Probably like today or tomorrow. And then I'm also getting really close on the ranking up the sun and the asteroid belt, so that's exciting. Some of these things I don't even have unlocked yet. Let's see about Saturn things. I should do more Saturn things. This is actually going very fast. Whoa! I was not expecting to be able to do that one yet. Yay! Awesome, that's useful. Okay, let's Pluto. Ooh, I can get this one now. Actually, I should prioritize that. Yay! I'm earning things so fast. I want to get the comments by the end of today. At least one of each of them. I think that that's a somewhat reasonable, especially if it's doing this. Okay, I'm gonna actually quadruple that because I want to I want to do that. That's gonna be really satisfying. Okay. Yay. I love it when they do this. Perfect. Yes. Oh, it's so satisfying. I love this. All right. Also, I love how fast it goes. The Shoemaker-Levy 9. Excited. Exciting. Not excited. I know how to speak English. I had my very mathy hydrology class today, so All English is difficult, but yeah. I was going to do Pluto stuff, and then that's actually really close. I'll wait and do this one again. Interesting. I want to get whatever that is, because that's just lurking there. I think I know what that is, but I will wait to actually unlock it. Yay! Okay. Theoretically, I should save up for this one at some point. But also, this is very close. Yay! Neptune itself is actually also pretty close. And that's perfect timing since it's about to be done. Alright. Where's Callisto? Here it is. Yay. Perfect. I'm learning so much dark matter. This is great. Yay. Perfect. Getting expensive now. I'm going to actually leave and wait and come back, and hopefully I'll have enough for Haley's comment by then. I will go back to the cheese and the slightly irritating music, but oh well. I don't know what it is. Like, this music is fine. It's a perfectly acceptable music. I just, something about it is, I don't know. What is this? Why is it flashing? I might as well do that, just for fun, because these are short-term things, so it's nice to be able to earn faster from them, so we will see how this goes. I should probably, if I click there, it gives, okay. I really need to get this because I need this to be more efficient because that's the only one that produces that specific material. I don't know if material is the right word. Resource. Yeah. And then everything takes that resource to upgrade. So I need something to make it really efficient because this is just not this is not efficient enough in my humble opinion. Although all of these things come off of it, but I feel like those will just be more things that actually generate cheese, not milk, because that's how this works, apparently, but oh well. And I need so much to get more of these. There's just so many things I need. At least these all take actual cheese to get, so then there is some benefit, but I also should get more of them because I only have 30, but also this one's interesting because all of these are out of one, so not a single one of them has like get 100 of fresh cheese or whatever. Also, I realized I did not read the badge thing today, which I don't know, where did I find that last time? I don't remember. Here, that's why I have to scroll down. Okay, cow. It's cute. Dairy animals like cows are raised and milked on farms, the first step to creating a new cheese. Also, I don't know if I showed this before, but there's like different types of cheese and milk and like soft cheese, blue cheese, all that. This one looks weird, but there's a cow through the window and it's fun. It's just kind of hanging out, watching. Yep. Kind of really off rhythm dancing to the music, but yeah. So that's kind of cool. So I do contour dance, which is a style of music where, well, it's a dance, but the style of music that's used with it is a style of music where it's like the same pattern repeating over and over, and then a dance happens in the same pattern repeating over and over. It's kind of hard to explain without seeing it. If you haven't seen it, there are videos on YouTube. You can look up what it is. It's very, very fun. But the thing about that is when it's repetitive, I think it's usually like, I want to say like 48 measures or 24 measures. It's like a certain amount of time the pattern repeats over and over, and you do pattern of the dance over and over to the same pattern of music, but you're also dancing to it the whole time, so you're kind of focused on what you're doing and where to go next and what your movements are, rather than just the song. This song is really repetitive in a different way. This kind of sounds like it should be music that's like the background of a kid's song. Like a preschool song. I feel like I'm trash talking this song way too much. I don't hate it, it's so... I think what it is that a lot of the music in this game is very ambient. So when you're doing something like, especially Beyond is very sort of atmospheric and like extraterrestrial kind of music, and it's very, very cool. And I've talked about it before, but with Mesozoic, you hear it and you can kind of be like, yeah, this seems like something that would go with dinosaurs. But they kind of like fade into the background after a little bit. The way this one is so upbeat and like, it just feels way more in your face, I guess. I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone watching this. But it just feels way more kind of like inflicted on the person playing, where it's harder to have it fade into the background. And it's also way more repetitive. So. Also, I don't know if this makes any sense at all, but the end of the pattern, the rhythm of it and the melody of it, I don't know if this will make any sense at all, but it puts me in a sarcastic mood. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It just makes me feel like I should be really sarcastic about things, and I don't know why. It's so confusing. I've never had this kind of reaction to music before, or just the melody makes me want to be really sarcastic. It's so confusing feeling like that, but I don't know how to explain it any better than that. Also, I have to say, this is actually a really good ranking. I'm only 228 out of however many people are playing. Which is pretty cool, because I started it, I want to say, like, maybe 3 or 4 hours after it initially started, but I still started it pretty close to the beginning. Also, the other adultish thing, well, I don't know if it's adultish. It's productive, at least. It isn't really adultish. But the other thing that I need to do after this recording is transfer a lot of files to a backup drive, because one of my computers, the storage is very, very full now, and I need to deal with that. And I also should start uploading more of my Twitch VODs from that computer, because that is where those are, and that will free up space too. So if you have not checked out my Twitch channel yet, I started it a couple months ago, and I don't have a really solid schedule on there, but I do kind of try to do things maybe like at least once a week, sometimes more often, and it's kind of a variety of games and also sort of a be productive with me kind of thing where I work on homework or something like that. So and it's always fun to hear what my chat is also working on, if they're being productive too, so that's kind of fun. It's kind of like a just come chat, hang out, and we can kind of keep each other productive, and that's been pretty helpful for me. And so I also do Emporia, I do some Stardew Valley there, I do some Strange Horticulture, Streamer Life Simulator. So, if any of that seems interesting, I recommend you go check that out. Also, it would just really help me if you consider following me on Twitch, because it's kind of difficult transferring from a platform where I've been doing stuff on YouTube for almost 5 years. My first video on this channel was in 2020, but I started really consistently posting more recently than that in 2023. But yeah, if anyone feels like going and checking out my Twitch channel, I have had only a few months to kind of be on that platform, and so I don't have as many people who are aware of my live streams over there, so feel free to go check that out. I have a link in my posts section. I have actually several posts about it, so the link is there several times. Or it's just also Mystic Imagination on Twitch. So, also, I guess on the topic of self-promotion, if you enjoy books, I have gotten into a routine of consistently posting on technically my secondary channel. It was actually my first channel before I even started this one, and then I got too busy to actually do much with it and abandoned it for a few years, but now I'm back and I have a schedule. It's called Reading Realm. If you enjoy books and book-related stuff, I do reviews over there, and I also have a few things where I am considering starting to do kind of book versus movie or TV show based on book comparison type videos, because one of the series that I'm currently reading is apparently on Netflix, and there's some other books I've talked about where I was like, they did this in the movie and I don't understand why, and stuff like that. So I do lots of reviews, I recommend books. I currently just recently posted a video updating my current to be read this year list, because I added 4 new books, and I also updated how my list has gone so far and what I've finished reading. So all of that, if that sounds interesting, please go check that out as well. I am trying so hard to balance running 2 YouTube channels, being a full-time double major, now adding Twitch into all of that, and also just doing like personal things that I need to do, like taxes I mentioned, but also just like taking care of my house and getting ready to move again in a couple months and stuff. So it's a lot, and I really appreciate everyone who is supporting me and everything that I'm doing and working on, because I do this primarily for fun, but also every time I see someone who's has something really nice, like they enjoy watching my videos or it made their day better or something like that, it really means a lot, because this did start as just something where I was like, I have fun playing this game, I will just play this randomly and see sort of what happens, and I had no idea how in just a few years I would have over 5,000 subscribers, and that so many people have said really, really sweet things and seem to be really enjoying it. And that means so much, because I'm really happy that I can share that with people. Like, I know, I feel like so many people say that, but for me, like, I've talked about with autistic challenges, sometimes I just really need to go watch one of my favorite channels or listen to music that I like, and it's like a comfort thing to me, and the fact that I can be that for some other people, it's such a special privilege for me to be able to do that, and I really, really appreciate people who just tell me stuff like that, where they're like, I was having a rough day and your video made me laugh or something. It's just so special, and I don't take a single viewer or a single subscriber or a single comment for granted. I do my best to respond to every comment, or at least react. There's sometimes when a person will comment in a language that I don't know and I can't really reply to that, but because I'm not sure what they said, but for the most part, like, I try to acknowledge in some way every comment, and I really appreciate it so much. And on Reading Realm, it's fun to hear what my viewers are reading. I've had the series I'm currently reading, I actually was recommended to review it by a viewer, so all of that is just, it's so fun to have that kind of community, and I really, really appreciate everyone. And I feel like I was not expecting to go into this kind of, I don't know if sentimental is the right word, but this sort of tangent, but I just feel like I don't say it enough how much I appreciate every single viewer, every single commenter, every single subscriber, and it's yes, Pluto's doing stuff again. It's just so fun to be able to share both the games and also little snippets of my life with people in this way. I feel like it's helpful to me to be able to share some of the stuff that's going on. And I also just wanted to say, and I'm not going to give any kind of identifying information, but I recently received a private message from a person who also happens to be autistic, and they told me that they have a really hard time with a lot of the stuff that I've talked about, and me talking about it publicly has made them feel more comfortable with their own experience and validated in their own experience, which I think is so important because there's so much misinformation, there's so much stigma. So to feel validated as an autistic person, I think is so important. It's something that I've been sort of teaching myself through learning about autism and other people's experience. But this person was saying that they have a really hard time because some people's channels are really heavily edited with sudden, like, noise effects or things like that, which they said is a little difficult for them to watch and be able to enjoy if it's something that they might have sensory problems with. And they enjoy that my videos are just very relaxed, and I don't heavily edit everything, and I try to I guess keep myself genuine. I'm trying to remember exactly how they worded it, but they said that I'm not a person trying to, like, put on a character as much compared to some creators. And so I feel like a person that they can have some sort of connection to, which, as an autistic person, they said is difficult for them because communication is hard, but being able to just watch someone is more of, like, a comforting thing where they aren't afraid of making a social mistake in a situation. And just seeing that message, I was so happy to be able to be that for someone, because I feel like there needs to be more advocacy and acceptance for autistic people, and I think a lot of autistic people have a hard time doing that for themselves, and I definitely do in some situations as well. It can be really hard to share about things that are different or challenging, or things that can cause sort of emotional distress to talk about or bring up. And I think it's also just very hard for non-autistic people to fully understand what the autistic experience is, and sort of take things seriously sometimes. I feel like a lot of times symptoms are overlooked or dismissed, and that's not really okay. I feel like sometimes it's done unintentionally, but still it's a problem. And I feel like the fact that I can be a person who talks about it and brings attention to it in a way that makes other autistic people feel supported and safe and validated, it means so much to me to be able to do that, because for a long time after I was initially diagnosed, I didn't have anyone that I had as kind of an autistic person that I could learn from, or that I could sort of connect with in any way. I was just like, I have this label now, and here's all the things that are wrong with me that everyone says are nothing, that are just me making stuff up or whatever other things they said I was doing. And so to be able to hear about other people's experiences through books or social media or things where I'm trying to teach myself, it is definitely so validating for so many of those things where it's like, I spent so long being like, I'm the problem because I'm not able to do what people think I should be able to do. And that's not true at all. The problem is the society that doesn't give autistic people the tools and resources and accommodations that they need, and who also just don't give autistic people the understanding and patience to educate themselves and be better support systems. And there definitely are people who are good support systems, and there definitely are people who are educated and who do know a lot and who are good people trying to support the autistic community. And I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying as a society as a whole, it is definitely very far from being a easy place for autistic people to exist. And so this is kind of like a long tangent, but it just makes me so happy whenever people talk about how my videos make their day better or bring them enjoyment, or especially a situation like this where someone reaches out to me and says that me talking about my experience and being open about it is helpful to them in their life, because that's what I hope to be able to do. That's why I talk about it so much, is like, I know I'm not the only autistic person who has gone through emotional abuse from a teacher or things like that. I'm not the only autistic person who's struggled a lot academically. I'm not the only autistic person who has sensory problems that can cause them to not be able to function some days. And I'm also not the only autistic person who has days where I can do so many things and take care of myself and take care of my dog and take care of my house and go to all my classes and do all my homework all in the same day. And I think that it's important to have the conversation about both aspects of being really successful and having days where I can get so much done, I'm so motivated, but then sometimes after that, the next day I can't even get out of bed. And I think that there's a really common misconception that autistic people function on a spectrum from person to person, but day to day they're kind of the same. And that's definitely not true. There are days that are way worse and there are days that are better. And I think that it's Autism Awareness Month, so it's kind of a thing that I feel like I should talk about more. And this is a game where I can kind of just go off on tangents, as we've seen often in the past. But yeah, I feel like I'll probably end that tangent there, because I feel like I've gotten, hopefully, the point I was trying to get across. But it's definitely, I love getting comments where people are able to have a better day or something just because of what I do, that I started just as something fun to do for myself and now is a thing that can actually benefit people and give them enjoyment and give them entertainment or comfort or information or everything else that people have said that my videos do for them. So, I feel like I should say that more often, how much I appreciate everyone's support. Even if it's just watching a video, even if you've never commented, even if you're not subscribed, I just appreciate people watching anyway. I also appreciate if people are subscribed or they do comment, but genuinely everyone who supports me in any way, I really, really appreciate. Having a community like this where I have over 5,000 people subscribed who actively want to watch what I'm creating and who are so supportive about it, and almost all of the comments that I receive are really sweet. It's something that I never really thought I would have, because it is difficult as an autistic person to have a sort of social social network, I guess. It can be difficult. And so even though these people I've never met and I probably won't meet in person, and a lot of them have never commented, a lot of them I've never talked to, but just knowing that people enjoyed something that I made enough to want to subscribe, it's such a special feeling, because it's like, this is something that I started just for fun, completely randomly. Like, I took cool astrophotography pictures and I wanted to share them because I thought they were cool, and then I played some games and I thought those were cool, and I wanted to share those because I was like, here's what I'm doing, and this game is really fun and I'm enjoying it and I want to share it with people. And going from that to this, like, I never thought that my channel would be the way it is now. I thought I would get like maybe 10 people who subscribed and liked what I was doing, and like half of them would be people that I knew. But I don't know, I feel like I haven't talked about that in a really long time, and I wanted to bring attention to it because it is special. And on Reading Realm I have about 230 subscribers now, which again is more than I expected to have over there as well, and I really appreciate all of them as well. So if you're subscribed to both channels, special shout out. I appreciate everything that you do to support me. But I think I am gonna leave this here. I've been playing for a little over an hour, and I think it's time to just let a lot of these things accumulate, and hopefully by the time I come back, I will probably have made more progress on the cheese thing. I'm gonna try and work on that a little more. But I'll try to record again before the end of it. I still have like 2 days and 15 hours, so I probably will. I'm also now to 215 in rank, so that's kind of funny. It went up to 217, but it was 15 a second ago, and it was funny that the days and hours were the same as the rank number. But with that said, this went off on a tangent I wasn't even expecting, but I feel like it was important to be said. But thank you all so much for watching, even though I've said that a lot in this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!